Hello, friends. My name is Dale, and I am starting a new tarot channel because I had initially started out a channel that had all kind of like everything that was in my brain, and I was just putting it all out on that channel. So now I am streamlining into Dale Reads Tarot. Now I also have another channel called Dale Reads Great Books because I do. I read great books, and it's because I am not good at reading on my own because my brain is off in la la land when I'm trying to read. And so if I read the books to my computer, then I can watch them on the internet. I can watch myself read to me. All right. And mainly I'm just listening to myself read to me. So we're going to bust open this can of worms with something that I like to call a tell it like it is reading. Oh, interesting, interesting. And like the way that I do tell it like it is just I just read through the whole deck as fast as I can to give you a message. But I never know what the bottom card is going to be when I put the cards back into the box because I shuffle them up and put them in there. And this one, I was like, wait a second. I'm like looking at the same picture twice. That's because the one that is on the guidebook is the same as the first card that's showing up for us. And that is justice. So we have some justice on our side. So I'm going to give it just a little bit of a shuffle. Now we should be seeing that justice card come up again. But then what I do is I just, because oh man, I don't like to take a lot of time and I don't like to be stupid, I guess. I don't like to, and it has nothing to do with the way that other people see me. It has to do with the way that I see myself. It's like, girl, you should get this way faster. You should always like be on point and have the right answer and just always know what you're talking about. And so this is sort of like, this is like a speed test with me to see how well I stay in tune with like my intuition and with the meanings of the cards as opposed to, oh my goodness. Well, let us start out this channel with a blooper because I didn't have my microphone on. All right, we're doing that anyway because this is my thing. I don't edit my stuff. I edit it by like pausing if I need to. So that's how I do it. All right. Okay. So where we start now, Knight of Wands. Oh, my light just fell over. Hang on. Honestly, that had a better vibe to it with the light like downcast like that. It was like a more intimate lighting scenario here, but okay, so the Knight of Wands, something is rushing in with a passion. This is really what's going on with this energy of this reading is like, oh, okay, I've learned my mistakes. I've learned how I've been holding back. And now we are moving forward with passion and we are doing it alone because we have been doing it alone. And we're not going to take the word of anybody else because we see the world for what it is. We can see the expanse of how big it is. All right. Other people are just going to limit you. So you have learned how to cut everybody else out of your headspace. Okay. That's the only way for you to like finally hold on to the value of what you are and decide how to get there. It's like this is the Page of Cups, but it looks like an archer. Every single time I see this card, it looks like an archer taking aim. And what they're taking aim for is like what they're doing is that value of the king. It's like because they put emotions at the forefront of what matters most to them of like if it were an archer it's like that they are taking aim based on what makes emotional sense, not just like a loose cannon, right? And it's like um this Page of Swords is a little bit unsure. They're looking backwards but holding a sword out in front of them, so it's sort of like, well, I'm gonna hold that out in front of me so that I have a little bit of security while I take time to look around. And that's okay. That's because it comes from like having been wounded in the past and being set back by all the people. It's like you can either move slowly because you're sort of holding the sword out in front of you and like looking around, or you can freaking move slowly because you can't move anymore because you've been taking on so many other people's burdens. And you're just like looking in the mirror here as it's the Page of Pentacles, but you're looking in the mirror of like, who am I? I've been carrying all this stuff for everybody who am I? Who am I? Am I wounded or should I just be moving differently? It's like, oh, who am I? The Queen of Wands. I'm like the people that everybody comes to solve problems and create and ignite passion within them because this King of Swords is like a King of Swords would be like cutthroat with their words and stuff like that. But this one is not. It's like, look at it. It's like this wise elder that people almost don't have to ask questions of in order to get like what they need. They just have to be in the presence of him. And that is like That's the internal nature of your mind that has allowed you to finally get into a place of more of being a queen of swords and what I'm sorry, queen of wands. And that has like brought in partnership. Okay. Partnership, equally yoked. So what's that about? Do you know what it's about? Then you got the knight of swords. And I think in this way, somebody doesn't like that. Somebody does not like that. They don't like how you set up your family because it's without them. Look at that. It's without them. But you're like, oh, well, I have enough emotional fulfillment because it was given to me by God. So my cup runneth over and I can hold on to this new reality by grasping the blade. So, it's like, I'm not scared of anything. It's like, I'm not scared of you taking anything from me anymore. All right. So I don't care how heartbroken you are. We had the chance to work together and you failed it. And so now we're moving forward. And this is you. You're going to be sad like a little baby because you couldn't work together with me and it was like, you wanted me to hold your pentacle, but here I am looking at mine again. It's like, it's like you give the illusion to people because you're mature enough now that you are kind of like helping them and holding their burdens, but you don't even have to put any effort into it. All like you're doing, it's like because you're like shielded. The Knight of Pentacles is a stable, slow moving knight, okay? Because it's going to guarantee success for you, all right? And that's what you are doing for yourself. It's like you have the ability because you have learned how to like meditate and see what works for you when it comes to your own emotions. It's like a lot of people, the Four of Cups, it can sort of be like jaded and like no, I'm not interested in all those things. But you know what it is? It's like in this situation, it's like you used you used what hadn't worked out for you in the past to just go within and witness kind of what God was trying to show you about yourself, to show you about your heart. And what that is, it's like the death of this concept of being stuck in your head about what other people are like saying to you, or these like, um, the way that people will kind of like trap you into a relationship because they don't want to grow. It's like, well, finally, God brought death to that. There's no opportunity for them to come back. And now it's like you're being held in the Five of Pentacles, whereas you are not on the outside anymore. It's like God like took you in and was like, you are safe, you are safe. And it's okay that you had to walk away because look, it's like the view ahead of you, you might not know what comes, but it's still more beautiful than what you can turn around to see because you already know what was there. The High Priestess is out there. It's really what you're looking at. It's really what you're looking at out there, you know, because you're looking within. When you look out to the stars, what are you thinking? Aren't you thinking about your internal contents, right? The Three of Cups, like the concept of like, man, you wish you could be together with people who brought you emotional just abundance and fairness, because then when you're in that space, you don't really have to talk much. You can bring about anything with people who know how to read your mind when you know how to read your own mind. And then you can like work together, or you can work without being distracted because you're not distracted by all these people who are like creating chaos in your life because the well in which this is an extra card in this deck and it's called the well. And it's the concept of like you have an abundance to pull from when it comes to emotional like um spontaneity and fulfillment. You have access to an entire well. You will never run dry. Okay, the Knight of Cups, right? You will never run dry. And so it's like sometimes people have come to you before with their cup, this has been in the past of where he's like, I'm emotionally stable, when really he was coming to you with an empty cup and like trying to take from your well. And you're like, well, we had a lot of fun together. We were like playing together like kids. But really what happened was that like in that person's childhood, somebody dumped their cup over and they didn't understand it. And so they were trying to judge you as like being the one who was emotionless when really you were like the well from which they were trying to draw from. And then it was like you saw in that mess, this like this judgment, you could see that inside. Like when you're looking into intuition, when you're looking into the High Priestess, you can see what the message is from God. You can hear, you can feel it. And you always knew that there was like judgment coming, but you couldn't see it around you. So you had to rely on like the inner knowing of the messenger that came to you. It was like through God. God is like, trust me, you're on the right track. You are going to get to success because the Six of Wands, this like horse, I am the one bringing you there because you held fast onto what you knew inside. And here we have the justice again. The justice is that you get this forward momentum, this forward movement because you listen to God and he's bringing you the forward movement on the horse, right? The artist is like what you can now create. This is also an extra card, and Matt Hughes is the creator of this deck. So I think it's like a self-portrait of himself, like creating. But anyway, the the artist is within you, and that is the well from which you are drawing. And that is the thing. That's where you have to be in partnership with God because it kicks people out of your tower, right? They can't be there with you. They're not that. They can't they're going to battle with you because they're like, you're nothing, right? Because when an artist has nothing, all they have is what's inside of them. So if you haven't gotten that artistry out and created it yet, then people are going to be like, you can't do it. You don't know what you're doing. And you're like, all right, once you do it, you're like, you find the space within yourself to forgive them for who they were so that you can access the artist within and forgive them and forgive you for holding back on it because it's like this was it. You were holding back, right? You were holding this Four of Pentacles. You were holding back because it was the concept of the devil linking you into when people don't want you to move forward, they will belittle you and downgrade you because they don't feel like moving forward. That's the only thing that it's about. And so you'll be linked into systems where people are trying to hold you down because they want to be on top. They want to be in power. But all you're looking for is like this equal partnership where you feel like the fool. You feel like you can go into it with trust. And really, if you look at this in a traditional spread, the devil and the lovers, they look like the same exact card except there's like a devil overseeing the two lovers that are bound to him. And then in this, like the lovers card, the lovers are here with like an archangel over top of them. And so what's interesting about this deck is you can very clearly see the difference and you can't get confused by it because you know that that was what you thought you were agreeing to in the relationship. And they're like, they couldn't walk it out. So they're trying to tell you that you're the devil and you're the problem and you're this and you're that. But it's like, no, if you want to be lovers, you have to make a choice to follow what God says, right? That fool's journey, you have to make the choice that God is the only one who has ever been there to make opportunities possible for you, just like this Ace of Wands, a passionate opportunity that is like artistry that is created from you, from the seed that God planted in you. And that's what you have to you're going to realize it because you look down at others and they're still busy in the race of the mind or the race of the ego. And you're like, I tried to help you. I tried to help you. And we couldn't do it together. So I had to build my own tower. That's where I'm at now. My Two of Wands. It's like I knew what the world was that was going to work. The Hierophant blessed me with that. It was like a shooting star that I saw out there, right? It was like my wish upon a star. But in this card, it's the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is like the ultimate teacher. It means like it can mean like marriage in its very formal sense. It's like it's all about formalities. And so you got your wish upon a star with all the formalities checked, like the boxes checked, and that was how that's how like you're granted abundance in the financial world, in the physical world, in the health, the world of your health, of your embodiment. You are granted it because God handed it to you as he hands it to everybody. But a lot of people don't listen. They don't look. But like when you look like a child, like a page, and you're inspecting this wand that God has given you of creativity, you're like, oh, what can I do with this? So I can definitely start out my walk, right? It's all I need. That's all I was given. That's all I need. And it's going to lead me to my emotional fulfillment where I have a partner that I find along this path because I'm not looking for them. I just know that I'm walking the path for myself because God gave me the gifts that I needed along that. And it's like sometimes to walk out the path involves this really difficult time of like moving away from thinking that you know how to make the plans of stuff. And that's what the Six of Swords is. It's like, yeah, you tried the planned way and it didn't work. And that's just so God can show you that there is deception woven into the concept of thoughts and plans. It's not God's ideas. God's ideas come into your heart, okay? And it's like these, you want to walk this way, you want to walk away trying to take somebody else's power by cutting them down with the 7 of Swords. Here's what you're going to end up with. 5 of Swords, where you are sitting alone because you led yourself into self-deception. And then this other person, they created their own new world and they're fat and happy, right? She's like chubby and she's like, and she, when I look at this, I'm like, oh, she reminds me of me. But she's like, it's my own world now. I don't care. I don't have to worry about how other people see me because it's the world that God led me to where I was perfectly placed, to where I can feel whole in myself and I'm not lacking anything. And it's like the emotional abundance that comes in when you explore your emotions. It's the emotional stability. It's like, even though this is the King of Cups, he's got this walking stick here. He's got this, even though he's sitting, he's got like this extra wand of like power, stability, because he has learned all of his emotions and he knows what they're all useful for. He doesn't lash out in them. It's like when you learn to temper those emotions through getting to know them better, that is a time process, okay? But that is what temperance and alchemy is all about, turning lead into gold. We might never do that. We might never truly get the gifts of the alchemist in our daily walking lives, in the science of it. But when you can transmute like anger and injustice and feelings like that into love and forgiveness, that's more powerful than gold. That's like where the Empress is like sitting pretty, creating her own new world with nothing but the knowledge of what she already has within. It's like she's pregnant, right? You can't really see it in this picture, but she's pregnant. That means that some other creator, the Emperor, chose her to be the space, the housing for a new world to be developed within. Do you know how much power she has? Because that emperor chose her. Like, he knew that she was the safe, nurturing space for the new world to grow into. Because, like, she understood how to fill up her own cup, right? This 9 of Cups. It's like she never would let somebody talk down to her and tell her, like, who she was and what she is and how she shouldn't feel so full of herself. She's like, go ahead and say whatever. I already have, like, my emperor, he saw me and he saw the fulfillment of this. He knew that I was not lacking anything. And so that I was not ever going to take from him, but only to add by multiplying the seed that he provides for the world of our own creation together. And it was our wish upon the star to come together to do this. All right. So there's something about you having a common vision with somebody. But if you can see her eyes, she's not looking at anything. She doesn't have like pupils and, she's not looking. So this vision is unseen so far. And yet it's very clear within you and your partner. And that's what this is showing me is that like it's uncomfortable to get into this because you've never like met with somebody, you've never met your reflection in that kind of way. But once you get out of this phase of discomfort of where you're kind of like rejecting it and you get your feet back on the ground, and you're like, oh, we can walk this out together. It's like we can carry anything together because we've been carrying it ourselves. And for whatever reason, it makes you feel uncomfortable to let somebody else share in that burden carrying with you, even though that's what you've been wishing for the whole time. That's what your wish upon a star has been, is for somebody to recognize the burdens that you've been carrying and say, listen, I see how strong you are. You don't need to carry that shit on your own anymore. I was doing this myself in my own life. And what we're going to do now is like, we're going to do this together. We're going to carry this. And you're not going to have to worry about this anymore. I know you feel it right now. I know you feel it right now. Like you almost feel like criticized when you have an equal partner come in and they're sort of looking at your life from the outside and you already know what, like how solid you've been, but other people have destroyed your life. And so it's a little bit embarrassing. It's like somebody looking at you from the outside and being like, I can see all your flaws and I love you just the same. And I know that your flaws were not a result of like how your plans would have gone if you could have run it out that way. Okay. But we've got this 4 of Wands together. We have this. All right. So don't worry about it. It's like if we were looking at the 10 of Wands card, which was that bag with the burdens of all the wands in it, and you were to take out 4 wands to create a foundation for our stability, what would we have left? There would be 6 wands left. And 6 wands is recognition based on you following God's path. Okay. And that is what this is about. It's like the strength of that it had to take for you to sit back with this lion you don't have to do anything to show your strength. When you're sitting next to a lion, everybody knows how strong you've been to get there. And the sun shone down upon this union of strength with this foundation. It's like a marriage. It's really like a marriage that God is finally like, look at my children that I brought together because I put them through the ringer. I put them around on that wheel of fortune over and over and over again to see if they could do it alone, to see if they could do it when other people didn't believe in them. And it was like the unknown of that face, like whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. That's the truth of the wheel of fortune. It's like it feels like the Grim Reaper is coming to find you time and time again. But then you also see when the wheel of fortune turns in your favor, and with every ending is a new beginning. Okay. And so once you learn how to work with that, you learn how to just let nature grow in its own time. And you learn to get comfortable with that and not be like, give me those grapes right now. It's like you can't do anything about that. You're not going to be that farmer that genetically modifies things and tries to put, you have learned how the cycle of life moves, and it involves staying blindfolded in indecision. It's waiting for the insight to come in, all right? Because the insight, following your insight takes you out of stress, and it puts you into this space of where you no longer have to think about how to make money. It's that you just followed what was inside of your heart, and you let your mind get out of the way, and then you drew people in that just wanted to like, they they want to shower you with value because they see what your value is. And that's what the Justice card was about when we first started out the reading on that. It's like they see you as the beauty of the moon. They see you as this thing that they look to for like insight and beauty, just because it's who you are, you know? And think about in the ways that we honor the moon. Look at this background that I have right here. I got it because of the moon. And I wish I could like pull it down more centrally so I could like see the moon well seeing the screen here. But that's the value of the feminine nature of that queen energy. That queen, it's almost like she's holding the full moon just because it's innately hers. It's like that is her energy. And so she doesn't have to fight to have that. And people go and they want to see her. And also, they like to hear what she has to say because a lot of times she doesn't have to say anything at all. This Queen of Swords energy, it's like she'll cut you down if need be, but she doesn't usually have to because the proof is in the pudding with her, right? It's like you can already see what she was made of. She is what she creates also, the Six of Pentacles, it's that she creates such gratitude in her masculine. Like I heard about Donald Trump making a choice on doing something because Melania said, "Listen, you got to stop and you got to listen." And that is the power of a woman. It doesn't matter how or what you think of Donald Trump. He's like real. He just is how he is. He's arrogant and simple, and he's whatever, and he just does what he wants to do. But the power of the woman in his life can change him into being like a giver and a bit more of like understanding sides that he can't see. And all it takes is for her to be like, Donald, look at it from this aspect, right? And what that creates is a new kingdom for reciprocity, equal give and take, based on um based on the nurturance of a woman, right? Of the heart space. But this Four of Swords energy, I think that this is meant to be his wife, the guy who created this deck. I think it is. And I think that's so cool because he made her looking so tough in this picture. And what she's got the sword in, it's a Four of Swords, but you're not seeing four swords. You're seeing this sword driven down into this lotus, and the lotus blooms out of the muck. And when you have, that's like the Four of Swords is a meditation card. But what you need to learn through meditation is that when you feel like you are stuck in the mud, if you learn how the lotus grows, then you know that it's just guaranteed to blossom up out of this thing and to be looked upon as being beautiful. And that is the sword of truth. It's like this sort of understanding what you're going through when you're going through it or why you went through it. And then you can just place your sort of truth in that, and then you never have to go through that again. It's not that you don't go through the process of it again, of feeling like you're buried. It's that you don't go through the unknown of it and feeling like confused about it, okay? Because it's like the Nine of Pentacles. Remember when we were looking at the Seven of Pentacles and we couldn't make the grapes grow? Well, that's because they're timing, all right? So like the pentacles are now here because she has this abundance of grapes that she can do whatever she wants with. She can sell them. She can make She can make stuff out of them, right? It doesn't matter. It's that the money comes in even more so once the harvest has arrived, okay? All right? It's way better to wait for the harvest than to try to like hustle and like ruin your energy with that kind of stuff. Because oh, no way. The 9 of Pentacles and then the 10 of Pentacles. And this is you sharing with others. And what these people are around you is loyal. They are loyal to you because they saw what you grew. You know, that's what the dog looks like in that. It means trusting and loyal. And the 7 of Wands usually means defending yourself in the position like that you're in. But it's almost like you got somebody else to do the defense work for you. You don't have to do that anymore. You are busy like in the castle doing what you do best. And because you gain the support of the people around you, they are protecting you from adversaries. They're not, and that's the benefit of being honest and true and supporting people is like that's interesting that it ended with the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. You know what this tells me is that like other people, these people down here, where you see these wands coming up, they're trying to say that like, oh, that person is not what they really are. They're a mask of themselves. And I've seen them get involved in all these different things and blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling you, these people, they can't reach you anymore. And you have got a barrier set up around you of people who want to fight for you and defend you because you have earned your space in your new world. All right. That's it. I love you. Um, so if you want to work with me, um, I only charge $30 for a reading, okay? And that's because everybody should have access to it. And to be honest, like making $30 an hour is like great. So the readings are somewhere between like 30 minutes to an hour. And you don't tell me anything. I just do a cold reading on like I do a body, mind, spirit reading. And so I will be uploading that to this channel that came from like my previous channel that I posted it to the other channel, but I'll be posting it to this one just so you can see exactly how it goes and where it might be beneficial to you. And so, yeah, I just send you the reading. It's an unlisted video. You send me the payment first through PayPal, Venmo, or CashApp. All right. And then I send you the reading just as quickly as I can. We're not trying to pussyfoot around this and like try to wait for when we have an appointment to schedule. I just want to do this and I want you to have access to it. Okay. So let's do this thing. My email address is Cohesion Through Chaos because that is a business that I have. It's an LLC. I used to have it in an office where I would do Reiki and hypnosis and tarot and stuff like that. But just to put myself out there as like, oh, these are the things that I do. That's not really what I want to do. I want to work with people in the most effective way possible. And this is how I see doing it. I see it as like when you need somebody to talk to, that's where I feel like I fit in. It's like I we're talking on a spirit to spirit level. And then I can tell you like, hey, I can do some energy work on you. But to be honest, it's like I am a very fiery person. I like to do things with my hands. So like energy work and things like that, it bores me even though I know how to do it, even though I can help you with it. I can just help you heal through some stuff. But what I need that direct interaction with you so I get to hear what you're going to do with it, what you want, what are you missing out on? That's the best healing work that I can do for you is just being your bestie when it comes to like helping you bring to life and embody what you already know is inside of you. Okay. So my name is Dale, Cohesion Through Chaos. Email me and let's see what we do together. Okay. All right. I love you. Bye. Have a great day.